So tell me about pulse rate, why it's important, and if you could pick a couple that you would definitely want to have in a panel, what would they be?
Sure. So pulsing, so people understand it, is simply the on and off of light, but it's very specific, meaning if I say 40 hertz, it's turning on and off 40 times a second, and each time it turns on is 50% of a second. So it's very exact, as opposed to just kind of random, like you're going to your light switch in your house and you're just turning it on and off. So it's very, very specific. So what they've found is that, particularly when you say 40 is my favorite, 40 has been shown to help cognitive function. Now, it's doing it in a couple ways. It can be done the forehead, base of the skull. A lot of it, though, is through the eyes. The way that we read light, no different than, we go out into the sun and we see blue light, and that decreases our melatonin, increases our serotonin. Pulsing light on 40 hertz is what we call gamma. So we have all these brain wavelengths that are acting in the four quadrants of our brain. That gamma is more of that alert, active state. And people dealing with certain disorders like Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, their brain wavelengths are skewed. They're a little bit too low in some areas, a little bit too high in some areas. So with visible light, you can actually do brain entrainment and see brain wavelengths elevate. So that's why I think 40 hertz in the morning, so pulsing 40 times, red and near infrared light, eyes closed, is so beneficial. Particularly, we start get into blue light for people like me up in the north that deal with, the seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah. Yeah. And so again, on the panel that you build, which is, again, we should say you have multiple panels, but I'd say your premier series, like the high end, is called the Diesel series. And you have an option to do 0 to 10,000 hertz. There are certain pulse rates that are already programmed into the tablet. Why are those pre-programmed presets in there right now?
Yeah, so a lot of it's just be able to be ease of use with it, so that you can just go through them and select what's going to be right for your condition. So I think like 40 and 10 have been the most researched. 2.5 has some good research as well. We get into the higher numbers, there's less research on that because science, they haven't quite gotten to that point of pinpointing things. So they'll use an obvious number like 1,000 or 5,000 or 8,000 or 10,000. And it's amazing you're having positive results. So there are some positive research on some of the Nogier frequencies, the 73, the 292 to 294 range for eye health. So with a lot of these things, we're jumping a little bit ahead of the research, but we know it's coming. So the goal is for someone that's using this, what I recommend to them is make life simple. You're not going to use all 10 pulses. Pick the 40 because that's so good in the morning. Pick a higher one that, 587, 1174, that's good for organs, it's good for lymphatics. And you're getting the benefits of a high pulse, you're getting the benefits of a low pulse as well. Now, and pulsing has been around 30 years. I was the first one to put pulsing in a panel, but I didn't, I'm not reinventing the wheel. It's been around in pad systems and lasers and torches. And there's a lot of people that, my mentors that I lean on that have been doing these pulses in a clinical setting with real positive outcomes.
Amazing. I know. I definitely appreciate the option. And again, I like the option that when new research comes forward, there's a great recipe of endless frequencies that I can play around with on the piano. On the piano, I mean, yeah, we should put a little keyboard on it and just be able to like play a musical song throughout the frequencies.
I think that's a great idea, right? Well, yeah. I mean, sound is so important as well.
Yeah.
So we know all the benefit with certain frequencies of sound and how that can benefit. So interestingly enough that you bring that up, like 40 hertz sound is also beneficial for brain health. So
Mm-hmm.
they're starting to get the bigger picture of, vibration, frequency, energy, light, and they're starting just to get a hold of it a little bit better.
Yeah.